So you want to know more about asparagus. Well, it's March in California, and it's the beginning of our asparagus season, which is probably going to go into June. Now, how many of you have been eating asparagus throughout the winter time? And if you have, did you ask yourself where it was coming from? Well, it wasn't coming from California, and it wasn't even coming from the United States. More than likely, it was coming from South America. Did you know that when the weather's right, an asparagus spear can grow up to 7 inches in one day? And which is better, jumbo or thin? Well, it's really a personal preference. The chefs like a jumbo asparagus because it's thick and meaty and full of flavor. But we had the thinner asparagus last night for dinner. Dick threw it on the grill. It was delicious. So it all boils down to what you like. When choosing your asparagus, how do you know what's fresh and what's not? Well, you don't want to pick a stalk that's going to bend. You want a nice firm stalk. And a tip that we got from a chef one time was if you take 2 spears of asparagus and cross them, they will sing. And that's a sign of a fresh asparagus. Now, asparagus is one of my favorite vegetables, and I'm not alone. According to a 2002 Bon Appetit magazine survey, asparagus is one of America's favorite vegetables. Now, some people wonder which is better, white asparagus or a green asparagus, but they're actually the same vegetable. It's just that the white asparagus isn't exposed to the sun. They continue to cover the asparagus as it grows, and so without the sun it doesn't turn green. Which is better for you? Well, green probably is a little bit better, but the difference is so slight I wouldn't worry about it. Just buy what you enjoy. So how does asparagus grow? Well, let's go to Dick in the field and find out.
We're getting ready to plant asparagus. You should plant asparagus between December and end of February. This is an asparagus crown or asparagus roots. I should say asparagus roots in a crown. This is your crown. It's where your eyes of the asparagus come out of, and that produces all the yummy asparagus that you're going to eat. When planting the asparagus, you want to plant it about 6 inches underneath the ground. You want to spread your roots out so they grow evenly, and plant them about 6 to 8 inches apart. That'll give you a nice stand of asparagus. You want to cover your roots, and you want to just lightly cover the asparagus, get the ground nice and moist, and in about a week the eyes of are going to start sending asparagus up. This is an asparagus spear that just came out of the ground. You're going to want to continually cover it all summer long. You want to get the distance between your crown and the top of the ground where you'll be cutting asparagus a good 12 inches. That protects the crown from when you're cutting your asparagus. You won't damage it. After being patient for 2 seasons, 2 springs, you're ready to now cut your asparagus. The proper way to cut the asparagus is you cut underneath the ground, and there you go. You cut underneath the ground. It protects the crown from getting any diseases. If you cut it on top of the ground, the diseases and things can travel. It's like a big wick going straight to your crown. So you always want to cut below the ground to keep everything nice and healthy. It's interesting. People ask us at the farmer's market, what is the best asparagus? Is the fat one or the skinny ones? Your best flavor comes from this nice big jumbo asparagus here. It's going to be absolutely delicious. It has more flavor than your thinner, more popular asparagus spears. And when you take your asparagus home, you want to just go ahead and break it. And that's what you're going to eat. And you'll throw this away, compost it, give it to, if you're lucky enough to have chickens or goats or something out your back door. It's great animal feed, great compost.
Now, many of you are lucky enough to be able to go to a farmer's market and buy your asparagus, and you know you're getting fresh asparagus. But if you have to buy asparagus in the store, at least look at the country of origin and make sure that you're getting California-grown asparagus, because if you're not getting the freshest or most flavorful asparagus. When going out to dinner, choose a restaurant that buys from local purveyors. There's many restaurants now that are trying to support the local farmer, fisherman, etc. And they will list the names of the farms on the menu. So if they make a soup with Swank Farms asparagus, they'll list it. So that's the nice way of supporting your farmer, even though you're going out to dinner and not cooking it yourself. Well, hopefully you've learned something about asparagus that you didn't already know. This is Dick and Bonnie Swank, your farmers in the field. And follow us on Facebook and Twitter for more information on the fruits and vegetables that we grow here at Swank Farms. And yes, we are filming next to the dairy, and the cows are hungry. It is lunchtime. A little extra background sound effects.
Well, this wraps up our little YouTube video on asparagus.
Hey Dick, are you sure that there isn't a plant that you could plant in one of these fields that would replicate the effects of Botox?
I don't think so.
It could be organic Botox.
That does sound like a moneymaker.
Yeah, I think we might get rich off of that one. But it's actually rattlesnake venom, isn't it?
I think it's botulism, actually.
Botulism?
I think it's a derivative of botulism, but don't quote me on that. I've been known to spread some crazy rumors.
We want to stay away from botulism. No botulism on the farm. Oh well, I'll just live with what I've got.
Baby, you look good just the way you are.
Thanks, baby.